Hey friends, welcome to day 16 of our month-long yoga series, Introduction Beginner Yoga. I hope you enjoyed the kind of full practice yesterday. I'm sure you did great with it. Please remember to make this practice your own and modify how you need. Today is a philosophy chat. Fun times. Before I forget and before we move on, if you like this channel or any of the videos so far, please go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and share. And then I have my Venmo link listed below. If you feel like you're in a space that you could donate, that would be amazing and appreciated. All right, so today we are going to talk about the 5 yamas. In our first chat, we went through the 8 limbs of yoga. The moral codes you use with others, your own ethical practices within yourself, the physical postures, the breath work, the taking away of distractions, the centering inwards, focus on one thing, and eventually meditation and this blissful connected state. We are going to talk about the first thing, the yamas. These are the moral codes that you interact with others in the world. There are 5 of them. I'm going to share some quotes from this book called Yamas and Niyamas by Deborah Adele because she does a beautiful job of outlining them, but I'll also kind of explain my own understanding of them as well. So the first one is Ahimsa, and this is non-violence. This is kind of where everything starts. It is considered non-violence of action, of thought, of intention, of words, towards yourself, towards others, towards the earth, towards a greater power. This is where sometimes to be non-violent means to stand up for others. So that's the tricky part where it doesn't mean that you're a total pushover. It means you look with clear eyes into the world and see where are people being harmed. Now, do I need to stand up for that and take some action, or do I need to catch my own tendencies? If I feel like I'm being harmed or offended, take a few breaths, calm down, and not add to the kind of fire of a situation. So, Deborah Adele says, we grow our capacity to be nonviolent by learning how to move through the everyday challenges of life and by addressing the things that precipitate our tendencies toward violence. So I think we can all name a few little triggers in each of us that once they happen, we tend to really escalate a situation. So this is teaching ourselves that violent escalation and arguing with others does not necessarily make a situation better. All right, next we have Satya, which is truthfulness. And I did read that if it comes down to being truthful or nonviolent does win out. That doesn't mean you always have to be fake and nice to everyone, but that if your truth truly does cause harm to someone else, then time to kind of reel that back in and just sit with that for a while. All right, so she says, when we are real rather than nice, which is what I was just talking about, when we choose self-expression over self-indulgence, when we choose growth over the need to belong, and when we choose fluidity over rigidity, we begin to understand the deeper dynamics of truthfulness, and we begin to taste the freedom and goodness of this jewel. And I love that quote. Truth feels very, very important to me. Just to be really authentic in a situation, as opposed to going along with the crowd or just saying what people want to hear. And I really like the part she says about how freedom and goodness can come out of truthfulness, and how when you look at a situation and you are tempted to engage with it, is it calling to you because it is true and good, or is it calling to you because it is tempting you to be self-indulgent? That is something I struggle with. So this is an important one to me. Asteya is number 3. It is non-stealing. And this is described again as non-stealing towards your own self, your own growth and opportunity, non-stealing of others, and non-stealing of goods and the earth and creation. So let's see. Asteya talks about having a healthy relationship with what you have. So it is looked to guide our attempts and tendencies to look outwards for satisfaction. Things that we can do is we can steal from the earth, we steal from others, and we steal from ourselves the opportunity to grow ourselves into the person who has the right to have the life they want. So this takes a lot of checking in with your relationship with others. And we will talk about the niyamas, and one of those is contentment, which is very, very hand in hand with this. But this in particular guides how we interact with others, like I said. And are we jealous of them? Are we envious of them? Or can we respect our situation for what it is and be grateful for what it is without stealing from others, without taking from others, instead letting them live their life and kind of have their situation and be happy for them. All right, brahmacharya, number 4, is moderation. This is, traditionally it was translated as celibacy or abstinence. In general, it is a form of non-excess and moderation. So taking the energies and desires you have, the passions you have, the pleasures you have, and enjoying them, but not being controlled by them. So can you enjoy the pleasure of something without being addicted to it? Because life is full of beautiful things that we are meant to enjoy, but oftentimes we take it a little too far. Seeing with the eyes of holiness shifts how we act as well as how we see. When gratitude and wonder sit in the heart, there is no need for excess. I like that. That's nice. So it's kind of respecting the sacredness of life without taking advantage of it. All right, last we have aparigraha, which is generosity. I like this quote about it. It is, oh, by the way, generosity, being willing to take in as well as give back out, non-possessiveness, kind of non-hoarding, non-attachment. It is the nature of things to change, and by failing to let them change or move on, they begin to disappoint us, and our attempts to hold on begin to make us stale and discontent. I think it's a really, really hard but important lesson to learn that nothing is permanent and nothing is truly ours. So are we able to hold things with an open hand and let them come in, but let them release as they will? So what if we could trust life like we trust the breath? What if we could take in all the nourishment of the moment and then let it go fully, trusting that more nourishment will come? Like the breath, when it is held too long, the things that nourish us can become toxic. So this generosity can refer to things, it can refer to money, it can refer to time and energy and relationships. So just checking in with, am I clinging, am I attached, or am I able to release back out as nature calls and as the world kind of works. So those are the 5 yamas. Sit with those this week. They are a lifelong process. I think it's really cool how these 5 moral codes, I mean, they're concepts that are found in every religion and society and moral code. So it's not necessarily something super specific to this. They just have these Sanskrit names and words, but you can find them in the Bible or in whatever you choose to read as well. So work with those, talk about them with someone else, see what you think. Which one kind of like, twinged your heart a little bit? Which one was like, oh yeah, I feel like I'm really good at working that out, at practicing that in my real life. Because I'm sure your tendencies are one way or another, but super interesting. Definitely a deeper philosophy chat. Not like super, super thorough. So if you want to dive really deeply into it, I recommend that book. But thank you for being here and listening. I tried to make it short and sweet, and I will see you next time.